What's up, guys? It is Thursday, January 19th. It's 11:53 a.m. and this is the crypto market update. So what a day yesterday. Super volatile. We were starting to hit new all-time highs for the year. And then all of a sudden, Lazio was arrested from the FBI, the Department of Justice, tanking the prices super quick. It was within the hour as well too. And then we bounced back and we're like kind of sideways traveling up. And we had said and covered in the video yesterday, and 2023 crypto max point of financial opportunity, 24 hours, imminent move incoming, be prepared. And it definitely played out like that. So there's a part in here I want to share. And I don't know why for me, whenever I pull up the videos, it's like blurry. Is it blurry for you guys? If it is, let me know in the comments that that's the case. Maybe it's something as far as the settings when I record, but I'm going to play this.
We keep running into. So right now, I do want to see on the 4 hour, I want to see that stock RSI cross up, TSI cross up, MACD flip green. Because right now, the momentum is to the downside, even though we are pushing up here in the price, which can be bullish, but also out of nowhere, we could see a tank back down and then see from this low to this high, we could see us pull back down to that 786, and then we can find our support and then start pushing back up here. Sometimes we do see that play out. So we're watching 20.
So that's like, if you see the drawing right there, right? That's literally exactly what played out as far as, we were traveling up. We did like a rising wedge pattern. And let me pull it up here. Yeah. So we did a falling wedge pattern. I'm sorry, rising wedge like that. So I'm going to draw the same thing. And what we had said was, yeah, usually we pull down like that and then we can ultimately come back up. So let me draw the 786, boom, to a T. So we came right down, we had our wick down to the 786, and we ultimately on the 4 hour chart found our support at the 702 at 20,648. So if I go on the 15 minute, we can see exactly what happened. So boom, it was in a span of 1 hour, just right down, right back up, back down to the 702, went sideways, and now we're looking like we're trying to push up here. So these things happen, especially like with the rising wedge, that is a bearish pattern. And I just sometimes, and in the past with looking at the charts, it's just so obvious, like, oh, we're going to push up, but it does slam back down. We retest 786, go sideways, and then we go up, kind of just tricking people out real quick. So this is basically normal chart movement. And like I said it a couple days ago, as long as Bitcoin can stay above 20,530 in the short term, cryptos are going to go up. Right now, we're above 20,530. So in the short term, cryptos are going to go up. So there's no need to panic until we break that level, until we say we were to come down, right, to 20,233. We come up, we start to get rejected. Now we're like, all right, in the short term, cryptos are likely to fall. But as long as we're above that 786, then everything's gravy. There's no need to panic, right? And that stays true for all the altcoins, because Bitcoin's the big daddy. It's always has been. So as long as Bitcoin remains in this bullish pattern and remains above the 20,530 with bodies of the candle, then we're all good. And we don't even have to look at these other ones or panic about the other ones as long as Bitcoin's remaining bullish in the short term. So let's now dive into the charts and see where we're at. One thing that we were tracking was the 4 hour chart for Bitcoin with the stock RSI and those levels. All right, so we're going to go to the 4 hour chart and track to see if those stock RSI is crossing up, anything's crossing up. So for the moment, stock RSI's crossed up, but we haven't gotten through the 20 line. See how we on this right here, we crossed up, we were trying to go, but then we got rejected by the 20 line. We came back down, right? Until we get above the 20 line, then we're good. So like right here, we're on the 4 hour, we broke below, but as soon as we got above the 20 line, then we're good. And we remained bullish. Then right here, we got below the 20 line, got back above, and boom, we went. So we need to see on the 4 hour, us get above the 20 line, the stock RSI. We need to see the TSI cross up and the MACD flip green. And right now the RSI is holding that 50 level, which is good. So we're going to see the direction be made probably within the next 24 to 48 hours here, because now we're getting close to the zero line in the TSI. And as you can see, when we get below the zero line in the TSI, that's a no bueno. then we break into a bearish structure. So, and then right here, we try to get above the zero line. We're rejected and we couldn't break up. And then we're below the zero line. But right when we broke above the zero line, that's when we started our uptrend, right? So that's why we want to stay above the zero line. We want to stay above the 50 line in the RSI. We want to see the stock RSI cross up, and we want to see the MACD flip back green. Then we want to see this blue get rejected at this 50 line, come back down, and the pink come back up. We don't want to see the pink drop through the 20. We want to see it bounce right here, come up like that. And we want to see the blue get rejected from this 50, come back down. That's what we want to see for Bitcoin. 4-hour chart, we can easily spot it right now. So all eyes on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, and that level 20,530. If we break that, now the market, the whole market is flipping into short-term bearish. So now we can start, looking at those other altcoins and being like, all right, maybe it's time to take a little bit off the table. But for now, everything's all right. So let's go into the dollar. Well, let's go to the bond yields first. So bond yields, like we are saying, the direction is down. We're now at 3.4%. We had broken down past this low right here. We're on the daily chart. We're finding some support right at the 200-day moving average. So if we can break down below 3.26%, we're going to continue lower. And it's likely we're going to retest that 2.8% level. I think we were tracking from that low to this high. Yeah, 2.83%. We'll come down to the 786. And then on the upside, we want to get rejected by the 3.75% level. I'm not going to spend too much time on the bond yields. Dollar, we got to track it. 4-hour chart. We started to melt down in the dollar. That's why we started to hit new all-time highs for crypto this year. But then we immediately shot back up. And that's what brought us ultimately back down, along with the news narrative of the FBI and the Department of Department of Justice. So we have this clear level that if we get above for the dollar, then that plays more into the tune of Bitcoin breaking that 20,530 level. But as long as we're below this level for the dollar, cryptos are going to remain going up, or at least staying stable. So that's our level. It's 102.42. We can even drag it up a little bit and say this right here, which is around 102.5, I would say. 102.5. Because that's where, since January 12th, once we broke below, we went on a run for crypto, came up, rejection, back down, rejection. We broke above as a fake out, back down, crypto started soaring. And then we ultimately were starting to go break new all-time highs. Then we pulled back up at that level, rejection, came back down, tried to retest it today on a rejection. But now looks like we're breaking back down. On the 1-hour chart, it does seem like the momentum is dying out, and we're flipping red in the MACD, TSI crossing down. Let's look at the 30-minute real quick. I want to take a look at this retracement, see if we came up to the 786. So I got this high down to this low. Sorry, that was my cat trying to give the market update. Let's look right here. So yeah, we took this high down to this low. We actually came up and got rejected by the 786. And now we're pulling back down. And it looks like we're going to break the 786 to the downside now. So let me grab this low to this high. And we are currently at the 786 on the downside. So if we can break that, then we're going to see more downside to come. And that's good for crypto, 102.18. If we can break that, we're good. Then we're likely going to come down, retest the 786 on this low to this high. So now let me stretch this out. So we're going to bring it down to that low. And the 786, So I'm going to take this low, this high, and the 786 is at the 101.736 level. It's kind of in the middle between of this 1.618 extension on this breakdown and 2.618 extension on the breakdown. If we do break down from this level, the 4.236 extension of the breakdown is in line pretty close to the 1.618 extension of this overall move. So that's what I would see or foresee happening on this breakdown. And it's looking like it might be the case here, because now let me get rid of these. We're seeing the TSI is below the zero line, and the stock RSI keeps getting rejected from this 50 level. So we want to see this crossover, MACD flip red, stock RSI cross down, and we'll likely see the dollar come down to that 100 level for sure. So that's good. Let's go to the 6-hour. 6 hour. Yep. We're seeing we already have the momentum up here. We're trying to cross down right now. We need to see that play out. And you can see that, we try to push up here, a lot of wicks on the upside. So we're getting rejected, pushing down here. That's all good. Now let's go into Bitcoin. So let's go to the 2 hour chart to gauge if we're going to see the 4 hour cross up, because we can go to the lower time frames because those ultimately spill over to the higher time frames. So we can kind of front run and see how likely things are to happen by going down to the shorter term. So let's see here. So we got 786 from here to here. And then we have this clear level. Well, first off, the 2 hour chart. Well, this closes in like 55 minutes. Stock RSI crossing up here. We were tracking this as well too on the 2 hour, saying, hey, like we can't push up here with the price till we break above for the stock RSI at the 50 level. Rejection right here. Rejection. Right now we're pressing up to it again. And it seems like this time we might actually do it. We're seeing some momentum come in. 20,910 we're at right now. MACD is very close to crossing. TSI is very close to crossing. We broke down below the 50 level in the RSI, but it looks like we're going to pop above. And the blue's above the pink right now, but that can easily be we could kind of negate that and cross back up here. So I like how these are looking on the 2 hour chart. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. So yeah, I just want to see us from this high, high that we set right here down to this low. We got to break above 21,000. If we can break above 21,000, we're in a good place. Then I want to see on the upside here. So 21,000, the first level we need to watch, because that's a good sign if we can break above there. Let me put that right there. And you can see how rejection. We got above, back down, rejection, support, broke down, rejection. So that's a key level. And then now let's look at from this high down to this low. Our next key level is 21,369. And that checks out because you can see right there, rejection. We almost broke out from it. And then bam, slam down. So that's what we're watching on that end as well too. So we got 21,350, 21,000. And then to the downside, we have 20,530. We need to hold right there. Now let's talk about a potential areas where we could fall to if we break this. So we could come down to 19,900, 19,159, 18,446, and 18,000, which is, in the grand scheme of things, is a 10% move down, which is not that crazy in crypto. See that like every day. But let's pull up the pink FIBMA. And the pink FIBMA, we had said that, yeah, we're likely to retest that sooner than later. I would like to see, honestly, this get retested, because also on the Bitcoin CME futures chart, let me pull that up. We have a gap. So you can see that gap we said here. So right here, that gap is sitting around 19,880. So 19,880 is where that gap is sitting. Let's see where the pink FIBMA lies on the Bitcoin futures chart. Way down here though. Yeah, so it's a different kind of look because there's less price data, because we're looking at Bitcoin futures came out around the bull market top of 2017. So it's going to be a little different. But as you can see, we have a gap up here though. So it's a matter of, are we going to come down, fill this gap now, which I would prefer. Then we shoot up to 28,000, 29,000 to 28,000 to fill this gap. Very likely. And then there's another gap right here around 34 to 35K. So we have a lot of gaps up here. We have one gap down here, which is that 19,000 gap. And we're very close to it. I'd prefer to fill that now than later, because the same thing happened in 2019 when we came out of this bull bear market bottom. We had a gap come in around let's see. It was like around, I think this level over here. We had a gap and we shot up. And then ultimately we did come back around to retest it or fill it in months later. We're talking almost close to a year later. So I'd rather see us fill it now so we can just have up only. And then rather than coming back down months down the line to fill that gap. Then we're on Ethereum right now. We got the the 12-hour chart, we are crossed down. We have some red here. We did get a sell now, so that is a little bit of concern. But if we pop out to the daily chart, we have not got the sell now yet, and we actually found some support on the 200 moving average. TSI is not crossed down. We're flattening out. MACD is kind of lowering, but this happens sometimes too, where you'll see like it go flat, like it's going to cross, and then all of a sudden, boom. So I want to see within the next 24 to 48 hours, us recover back up in prices and see this have an uptick, because now then we'd see, all right, we got some more room to go for the crypto market. But if Ethereum, Bitcoin cross down, it breaks those levels that we're talking about, then the whole market is going to take a little bit of a correction. For XRP, let's look at the 4-hour chart, because that's what I noticed was a good one to watch, where this whole time, ever since breaking the 200 moving average here, we tanked, came up to it, rejection. Actually, let me go to the 6-hour, because that was a better, clearer one. Yeah, so ever since we broke above it back here, we held it at support. We went on our run, support, support, support. We broke it. We were in a bear, rejection, rejection, came down. We broke above it here, support. We held it yesterday as support, which is wicked good. That's what we want to see, because just because we had a wick kind of go below it for a minute, that's why we wait for body closes. It does look like XRP is going to rally again. We are seeing the stock RSI cross up. TSI is above the 0 line, looking like it's going to cross up. RSI held the 50, and the MACD is curling back in to cross. So if we're going to see this all rally again, kind of this little short-term blip on the map, then we'll likely see by tonight or tomorrow us popping up to new highs here, right? So that's what we want to be watching. And for us to come back down, retest this 200 moving average on the 6-hour, I like to see that. We're building a nice strong base. And if we take this low that we set down here, this wick, to this high that we set around 41 cents, what did we do? We came down to retest at 786, and then boom, we shot up. Now it's like, all right, to the upside, where do we need to break? Down from here, and we need to break above 0.398, and we can start talking about 44 cents, 48 cents in those areas up there. Let's go to XLM. XLM hasn't recovered as much as the rest, but it does. We're trying to set like a bottom right here. The 30-minute chart, we are kind of coming up here to cross up above the 0 line, the RSI as well too, stock RSI. So that looks all well. Market structure ribbon turned to green. We just need to hold that 0.08. Let's go to the 4-hour, take a look at that. 4-hour, we have the 200 moving average sitting around like 8 cents, 0.0808. 4-hour, we want to see some more cross ups. We do have a 4-hour prepare to buy soon on XLM, which is actually really good to see. Let's go to the 3-hour chart. We do have prepare to buy soons there. Yep, that's all good. Let's look at the 2-hour, and we're very close to on the 2-hour. We came down to that moving average, very close to crossing up on the MACD and the TSI and the stock RSI, which would give us a 2-hour buy now signal, which likely we have no prepare to buy soon. But though on the 2-hour, if we can see this cross up and get some momentum up, that will spill over into the 3-hour, the 4-hour, and those already have buy warnings. That will give us some buy nows. And as you can see, the last 4-hour buy now signal was back at these bottoms here. So we had one at like 7.5 cents, had one here at 0.0718, then had one here right before our rally at 0.073. So by us kind of coming up here, we had a good run, couple sells on the way, and then pulling back down. It's likely we're going to keep pulling up here. There's no need to panic until Bitcoin breaks those certain levels that we're talking about. The momentum is to the upside. Like we were saying, the dollar bigger picture look, like if we're looking out on the weekly chart, momentum's to the downside. You can see there's no momentum at all. We're looking at Bitcoin 2-week chart, 1-week chart. I mean, the momentum is viciously to the upside. You can see here. So all this short-term stuff, there's no need to panic. It's just that bear market trauma, believe me. Been through multiple bear markets, and when we start to see the bigger picture change of trend, this is the time to be a little more greedy. It's not the time to be fearful, that's for sure. You don't want to panic out of your positions here. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to keep this video too long. I want to make sure that the message is clear in this. And yeah, I'm going to be diving into the charts and taking a look at the individual ones. I'll send some screenshots of what I'm seeing for the individual coins like Tezos, XRP, XLM, HBAR, Chain, Songbird. I'll send those into the Discord. So if you're not already in the Discord, click the link in the bio, join the Discord, say what up. I'll say what up too. Also, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when we release these videos. We're going to release a lot of stuff, and the market is just heating up. So you want to get notified right when we drop these videos. So I will see you guys in the next video.